Yeah, so I had my first treatment in May. Dr. Rosenberg was careful to say, look, your case was pretty advanced. He said, I really feel like in order to be a significant difference, probably going to take 3 to 4 treatments. And I understood that from the patient outreach coordinator, and I was committed to that even before I went up there. I knew that. The way the provider said, it's difficult to put percentages. Am I going to see a 25%? Am I going to see a 35% improvement? And the key to understanding that is you could do the exact same procedure the exact same way, but every patient kind of has a little bit different response. I went up there with my first treatment, not really expecting a significant result because I had already mentally prepared myself that it's probably going to take 3, 4, even maybe 5 treatments to get the look that I want. Having said that, when I came back, I had been talking to my hairstylist about this procedure for quite some time, and I had come back and the next time I went and saw her, I just forgot all about it. And she volunteered. She said, did you get that procedure done? And I said, oh, yeah, I went to May. And she goes, oh, wow, yeah, I see a difference. And I was like, are you sure you're not messing with me? I tip good anyway, so you don't need that. So she goes, no, I'm being totally serious. And I said, oh, okay. She would be in a position to know. But the other kicker was this lady that I see every once in a while, just to get my eyebrows done. She knew nothing about, I had said nothing to her about stem cell therapy or what I'm going or what, all of this stuff. Like I had with my hairstylist, and I was laying down, she was working on my eyebrows, and she said, you look like you have more hair back here. And I was like, really? She goes, yeah, what'd you have done? And I was like, wow. So between those two, I felt, okay, maybe it's not the massively significant results that I'm looking for, but that was proof enough for me that, okay, by golly, this stuff really does work. And so I was, when that lady said that, I was on cloud 9. I could have gone back sooner, but unfortunately, I'm a single father with 4 children, so I can't up and go to Chicago on a whim's notice, but I do plan on going back there very soon, hopefully next month. I had tried whatever came out on the market in line for. I put so much minoxidil on my scalp, and then of course that's an alcohol-based solution, but it dries to the point where I would get some itching with my scalp, probably because I was using too much. And with Propecia, I didn't really notice any of the adverse side effects, but I think it's important to know that Propecia is really a lower dose of a generic medication that's called finasteride, and that's used to treat BPH or benign prostatic hypertrophy, which is a typical problem in older men. But if you go and you Google side effects of finasteride, at least in the top 5, you'll see decreased libido and hepatitis. So I don't know of very many men out to experience those side effects. That's why I decided this particular medication, or Propecia, is just not for me. And I tried minoxidil and Propecia for over a year. Just did not really see a improvement, significant or otherwise. Didn't see any growth at all. And I explained about the hair transplants, and you get a law of diminishing returns when you run out of donor hair, and then you've got scarring, even though I feel like I had a really good surgeon. And the thing with stem cell is, I think the provider said, look, you could come up here every 6 to 8 weeks. Your body is constantly generating stem cells, your bone marrow is. And we're talking a small puncture wound, for lack of a better term, that's going to heal relatively quickly. We're not talking breaking some massive procedure and recovery time and things like that. And I flew back the next day, and I was fine. On the flight back, I probably had a 3 or 4 hour flight back. I didn't really experience any discomfort. I was taking some Tylenol, but I don't know that I needed it. And it was, the post-op, the recovery time was minimal. It was just like the patient outreach coordinator had told me it was going to be. And just like Dr. Rosenberg and Billy and the other staff up there had said, there's really not much you can do. I wouldn't go straight to the gym and start heavy lifting in the next couple of days. But other than that, I can't say there was some post-op recovery time or post-op procedure or post-op protocol that's really going to restrict your life for any amount of time. And that brings me to my point about stem cell therapies. I know that I can go back 6 times, and it's going to be a minimally invasive procedure with a minimal, if any, recovery or downtime. And so when you compare that option with the option of continually having to put an alcohol-based solution in your scalp for the rest of your life, and being on Propecia for the rest of your life, and the thought of more scarring and running out of more and more donor area to get more micrograft hair transplants, then at that point, your option becomes pretty clear. And so for me, I don't intend to take any more Propecia use any more minoxidil or go out and get any more cosmetic procedures. It has nothing to do with the skill or talent of the surgeon. It's just my personal preference. I think based on what I've seen in just this one treatment, I think for me, the option is clear to go with stem cell. I think it was sometime mid-morning, got just a nice friendly text from the patient outreach coordinator. This is an individual that I had probably half a dozen conversations with. So we had a little bit of a personal rapport going, and it was just, hey, how you feeling? Everything good? I said, nah, I don't really notice anything, and I'm fine. One of the medical staff up in clinic saying, hey, we're just following up. Is everything okay? Do you have any pain, any concerns, and any questions? And I was like, no, I feel fine. I really don't. I'm not in any pain. I left a Band-Aid on the site for maybe 2 days, and I was back in June, probably in 3 to 4 days, and feeling fine. Then I think at some point I got another message from the patient outreach coordinator saying, so how was your experience, and what did you think? What I noticed with the follow-up is that instead of getting a call from a nurse or a provider or somebody else I was just on their list of follow-ups for the day, these were the same people, the patient outreach coordinator and Billy. Those people I had a personal rapport with, and it wasn't like a standard follow-up call. It was like, hey, how are you doing? Is everything going okay? Are you in pain? And how do you think? And they were asking for feedback. How did we do? How do you think we did? Anything we could do better or make you feel more comfortable? So it seems like they took a more of a personal approach and more of a personal interest on that. This wasn't some sort of provider visit when just a procedure. It was more like they wanted it to be more of an experience. Is how can we make this a pleasant experience so that people know exactly what to expect when they come to our clinic, and it's a warm, it's a soft environment, and we stay away from that typical primary care hustle and bustle environment. And for me, it was a very pleasant experience. I would have no qualms. I would have no issues at all recommending this procedure to a close friend of mine. And I'm very comfortable. I have no concerns about going back. I think my biggest concern is that I can't get up there soon enough.